Okay, quick Wednesday morning radar update. So, how did we do in the US yesterday? Sideways in the S&P, strong action in the Russell. Nice to see the Russell stepping up. Q's inside day as well. So, coiling action, dare I say. And the transport's recovered to have a really nice punch higher. So we go transports and then we go DAX, just consolidating that prior sort of move from that little bull flag, isn't it? Bit mixed in the metals. Let's just have a quick look at cable today. Just came into mean trend, just a little bounce at the moment. TLT down. Dollar on the lows yesterday. Just I've got errors coming up, and commodities doing okay. So new portfolio all-time high this morning by £6. Literally. Let's jump into the volume leaders, see what's moving. I'm a little bit earlier than I should be, but the sun has just come out and it's kicked me into gear. It is 9:51. We should have traded 21% to be on average volume. It would be about 30%, about 30% to be on conviction. We've got quite a few moving today. We've got banks in there, we've got REITs in there, and we've got a few travel and leisure, a bit mixed in there really. Let's buzz through these. Talked about HSBC being the sort of laggard. We had a swing point on HSBC, if you remember, on Friday, was it? Yeah. And punching higher from there. Lloyd's as well was on the same day, I think. NatWest, maybe. I'll just buzz through these and we'll get into the small caps. Burford, ignore that line there. I've just basically said I would rather see a coiling sort of base. We don't have all details for Burford after the shifty accounting they did, so it gets downscored a bit at my end. EQN, it's a bid situation. Vesuvius, I think this one's quite high in the list as well. VS, yeah, just outside the top 100 in my sort of growth list. As we know, there's a few miners in contention. We talked about them last night. Tune to the highs again. ITV was on the swing points. Was it Monday? I think it was Monday swing points. Yep. I think. Or yesterday's. Don't know what day it is. REITs. Retail. 888. Some. I didn't actually read this. I'm not in it anymore, but I traded the swing on it. It's still doing fantastic, isn't it? It's a high flyer in my list still. I say still. It's just outside the top 100 now, but after these results, it was right up there, wasn't it? So it has gone down the list. But we'll see where it once the new guidance and that starts to drop. Well, you know, they tend to shuffle a bit. and into the small caps. So I've just talked about this one already. Trading towards those results as if the market didn't believe them. The results are good. Very slight miss on the forecast pre-tax, but very slight. It's a huge, punch higher. You got to remember there's probably, I think it's acquisitions in there. Nothing wrong with that. Let me just get in. It's 9:55. We should have traded 22% to be on average volume. So I'll just punch that in. I'll order these by sector. Lose less. Return to profit. Lose less. Tick back up. Return to profit. Lose less. Acceleration. So, yeah, we've covered this one in depth as well. I'm pretty sure anyone who was kind of could have been a channel, whatever, we don't know, but these little consolidations around this bigger level. Go to the last share scope tutorial I did. Not a big favourite of mine, this one, but it's just been doing a lot of nothing while everything else has been doing a lot of something. This one's just been bumbling around going sideways, and same as if the market didn't believe what it was trading towards, and it punched higher and broke out once those LIT results dropped. It's still 188 in my list. That's because we're looking forward. Let me work it out. What is it? It's down on the list because it hasn't closed outside of. It's still got a bit of historic supply, is basically the easiest way of putting it. It's got a little bit of supply over here. It might jump up the list today. So top and the bottom of it is, the left side of the screen punching, meaning that the gas in the tank. Technicals just had a little bit of supply, and the first break higher will probably deal with that supply. So we've seen it a little bit. It's still not for me. I'm not that interested in it. But we've covered it many times, haven't we? So HEIQ. It'd be interesting to see where this one is going to find itself after, would it not take? Yeah, the IPO breakout, fantastic. It moved 100% out of that. We've got this little ledge here. What are we trading towards now? A little bit of vagueness, actually. Let's. I'm just going to sit on my hands, even if it triggers a little cheat, or I'm going to sit on my hands and wait for the forward guidance to sort of emerge. Because it could drift off again. That's my only sort of worry. What do I, when do I ever worry about these things? Return to profit on the calls. Yep, talked about that one, haven't we? Not much off the leaderboard sort of jumping out today. Elco is a small tick up, I think. Pretty steady on its numbers, Elco. You know, when you see very steady numbers, 3.5, 3.9, 4.7, on the earnings per share it's 3.4, 4.2, 4.7, you know, they're ticking higher. But when you look at that kind of activity, you look at that progression in the numbers, you know, turnover 25.4, 25.2, 26. When you see lethargic action, you can almost guarantee if you go and look at the PEG ratio, it'll be quite high on the PEG ratio. This is what we call mature growth stock. It's usually the same. You know, think of the GBGs, what the CCCs is it, what all tend to sort of, yeah, you know, you look at a PEG ratio on Computer Centre these days, 7.82. So they're really sort of steady. They've made their big sort of moves off the low. This one's up 1400% off the lows. Just a little bit lethargic. It's not what I, you know, they're kind of more efficient efficient mature growth stocks is the best way of putting it, you know. It's the way I sort of see them. You're not going to get loads of beta out of them, and they're going to be a bit choppy for a swing as well. But people love them. They might suit something else, you know. But not really for my style. So the market looks like it's coiling. You know, I won't curse it, but I'm going to leave it there before I curse the market, and we'll see what the end of day screens bring. I would say, you know, get out there in the sun before it rains again. It's a little bit of a slow day today. Cheers all.